Yep. This is a podcast.
PVD Fables.
No, baby, wait! We read stories from the internet and embarrassing personal stories.
Not to be forgotten tales.
I grabbed the steak with my hand, gently shook off the juice, and executed a perfect throw right through the center of the open window.
Oh my god.
Here's the big time fuck up. The window wasn't open.
The city of Providence, Rhode Island. You might think you were in a foreign land.
Oh, this is PVD Fables.
Alright.
So we're doing this on a fucking Monday.
Monday night.
Yeah. Episode 4. At the new location, the couch.
The couch.
Yeah.
The couch and chair.
The couch and chair at a temporary, undisclosed location. 222 Carter Street. So I forgot, just going through my Plex shit, I forgot that I watched Gone Girl. I finally saw that. Yeah.
What'd you think?
I thought it was pretty good. That's David Fincher, right?
Yeah, absolutely it is.
I was just, I have Gone Girl and we watched Zodiac.
Yeah. Two good
in
movies.
The same year. Gone Girl was good. It was like a little annoying towards the end, but, you know.
I love her. She's a bad bitch.
She is a bad bitch.
I was on her side the whole time.
When Ben Affleck's your fucking husband, I mean, what other choices do you really fucking have here?
What do people expect?
Yeah, what do you...
Ben fucking Affleck. Come on. You're not really Batman, motherfucker.
Yeah, you're not fucking Batman. Nah, man. Oh, my God. All right, so we got some stories, right?
We do. I have like one that's just an article title.
Bring us there. Give us a fable.
Yeah. Sponsor us.
No, talk about you.
Talk about me. Sorry,
I thought you said you had one lined up.
I do. Okay. Rhode Island passes law banning youth conversion therapy.
Yes, they did. I heard about
we're
that.
the 10th state. And I thought that was just a delightful news story.
Wait, hold on. So that means we're the 10th state to ban it.
Yes.
So that means there's like 4 times as many states that still do it.
Yes.
Or they just never had that law at all?
Probably. Not that they still do it, but there isn't a law.
I wonder how many states actually have that law.
It must, I don't know. I want to say that it shouldn't be popular, and I hope it's not popular. I don't think it is, but it might be because we're horrible people.
Yeah, we're fucking scum.
Americans. Well, most people. Overall.
We're doing it wrong. We're not seeing it the way we should. I would do a story, but I don't know how to get to my like saved articles on Facebook. Got it. Okay.
I was gonna. My whole little notepad here is leading with happy, ending with awful.
Okay.
Awfully sad.
I got one that's kind of funny if I read it funny. It's about a nanny position that's available for $84K a year, but there's a creepy catch.
Oh boy.
A Scottish couple is offering a whopping $84,000 for a live-in nanny to come care for their 2 kids, ages 5 and 7, but there's one scary catch.
They're both dolls. Just like that movie,
this
The Boy.
Is The Boy, which actually...
That was pretty good.
It's okay.
It kind of fucked me up a little bit when he came out of the wall. Spoilers. He comes out of the wall. He's a real person.
Not to spoil that movie, but The Boy is real. The doll is a doll.
A actual human person moves the doll around.
Yeah.
And lives in the walls.
It's kind of like it was a little cheeky trick. I kind of like that she started getting into it.
Yeah, she totally she was on board. It's like she signed her life away to that boy.
Tricked her pussy into thinking that the fucking doll was real. That's the shit right there.
Honestly, my favorite part is the parents killing themselves after signing, bringing him a sacrifice, really.
Oh my God, they could have just left.
Why did they just gone out of the country?
We're gonna. It's like, no, fuck you. We're going to Oslo.
Right?
Yo, I'm trying to go to Oslo. I don't know about you.
Specifically? Why? What's there? Is that the new happening city? Oh, I was going to say, is it the new Austin, Texas?
I don't know. It's Norway.
It's Norway.
Norwegian Airways, you could get that right on fucking TF Greenby.
Was that another special that they're doing for like $200? Like Ireland?
I think. You go to Shannon, Ireland.
Shannon
Have you ever
Ireland.
seen the green hills of Shannon Island? Oh, okay.
That's a really good accent.
Okay, but I didn't get to tell you about the one scary catch.
Oh, yeah.
Is that
I totally forgot what we were talking about.
this
Okay, go for
Scottish
it.
couple that's offering $84K for a live-in nanny, their house is haunted.
Oh,
And I didn't read on from here, so we're both in the murky waters at this point. In a listing on a childcare site, the pair explained how the nanny would get to stay in their lovely, spacious, historic property with spectacular views. They get their own bedroom, bathroom, and even a private kitchen. Duties include getting the children ready for school, but then it gets to the fine print. The listing explains we've had our home for nearly 10 years. We were told it was haunted when we bought it, but we kept our minds open and decided to buy the house regardless. You know, I'd pay more for it.
yes.
5 nannies have left the role in the last year, each citing supernatural incidents as the reason.
Y'all
Fi-
need to learn how to fucking write. That sounds like a grammatical error
Yeah.
on their part,
Five-
not yours.
Five nannies have left the role in the last year, each citing supernatural incidents as the reason, including strange noises, broken glass, and furniture moving. This has obviously been a period of great upheaval for our children. We haven't personally experienced any supernatural happenings. Well, who gives a fuck then? As we believe we've been reported only while we've been out of the house. But we're happy to pay the above asking rate.
My only thing is, the haunting could be a lot worse if it's a real haunting, and these
Yeah.
prior nannies are just pussies. Like, oh, the desk moved. Oh my god. Like,
OMG.
it could be like thrown at you. You know, it could be a lot worse.
I don't know. Yeah, it could be a lot worse.
And if
That's
they
true.
haven't themselves experienced anything, why mention it at all?
Yeah.
You know?
Rick and Morty's alright. It's pretty good. It's like, it's going to be good, so you don't need to watch it.
Oh, we were talking about, okay, I got it. We were talking about shows. I thought of Trailer Park Boys, and I had a customer the other day that looked like Julian. And that's what I
Wow.
wanted to tell you.
Very good.
It
you
was,
like
honestly.
you like that show.
I do.
You do. Okay. Very cool.
Yes.
It's a good show.
It's a great show. It is honestly one of the best Canadian shows.
Yeah.
As
I
a
can
Canadian
agree.
show expert.
As a Canadian. No, we're both American.
American.
Um,
I have noticed that this is not Holden McNeely at all.
what the fuck? Hold on a second. This is not Holden McNeely.
We need him.
I've been swindled. I think he recasts.
Oh.
I guess you could do that. You could repost someone's broadcast on Twitch.
I'm so disappointed.
Yeah, he's got an Umbrella Corporation tattoo right on his fucking chest. These fucking nerds. All right, I got a fucking
chest.
quarrel to pick with these fucking nerds. Come on,
On your
man.
chest.
You got the fucking Resident Evil logo on your chest, man. Give me a fucking break here.
I can't really judge that much because I would get a Last of Us tattoo, and The Last of Us is my favorite game.
Well, that's a little fucking more. That's like if you got that's like the Nirvana of video games. So if you got a Kurt Cobain tattoo right now, 2017. Rest in peace. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Do you have a story?
Oh,
Or
I
you-
have a
you
story
good?
if you want. I have a few from the thread. What's the weirdest thing you've seen your neighbor do?
Ooh, I
have
didn't go
about-
through that, but I tried to today.
I have 3 separate little ones. User 1471. My neighbor looked over his fence, looked at me straight in the eyes, and said, "The last time I looked at somebody like this, they died a week later." After that, he just went back to his business like the conversation never even happened.
Fucking happened. Yeah, of course not. Oh my god. I can't even believe that. That's great. I know the way he said it. He'd say it the way I would say it. Last time I looked at someone like this, I died within the week, mate. So you better get stepping, do what you need to do.
Incredible.
I got actually a really funny one that I forgot about that I read on the toilet. So here we go. Nope. This is from Today I Fucked Up, but I'm not even going to read the fucking title. Here we go. Fuck the title. So this actually happened about an hour ago. This was 1 day ago. I'm just now starting to come out of my humiliating shock. So I'm just sitting at Mass, listening to the reading, and feel a slight grumble in my stomach. Uh-oh. Gas. No biggie. This happened before. I'll either wait for a song and let it go, which is a smart move. Didn't even think about doing that. Or wait for the homily, sermon for you Protestants and Catholics, and sneak over to the bathroom and take care of business. But alas, my body had other plans.
Oh no.
We stood to chant the psalm. The pressure is building. I'm starting to panic. I'm not sure if I can hold it. We finish the psalm, and the church goes to sit, and just as I land on the pew, it happened.
What happened? I wonder.
He farted his brains out. Now, this wasn't a quick fart. It was one of those that lasted a few seconds. A cheek rumbler. And the sound was amplified by the solid oak pew. It created a lovely vibrato that echoed off the walls and filled the church with what could be best described as Gabriel's trumpet. The church was quiet for a few seconds. Then the giggling started. I looked up to the altar and the priest was physically trying not to laugh. The second the reader ascended the altar, I lost all the air. No! Let's go back. All right, so this actually happened about an hour ago. It was a day ago. The church was quiet for a few seconds and the giggling started. Fuck. I fucked up. I keep fucking up. I'm so sorry, God and Mom. The priest stands up at his chair and says, I'm sorry, I can't. And he runs off to the side entrance. And I can hear him laughing. At this point, I decided to total loss. I shamefacedly ducked out the back church, run to my car, and I've been hiding in my house ever since.
I feel like the priest had always thought about that. Like, what if I get done doing this thing and then someone just farts?
Maybe. And
his dream came true that day.
You know, here's a hot take. What if him and the priest farted at the same time?
Oh, so he thought it was his own fart, but amplified.
It got louder because it was amplified because there was some twin rovers going on.
That's a good conspiracy theory. I like that.
Yeah, I could fuck with that idea. That's the only funny one I got. I'm sorry.
I got another neighbor story.
Oh, neighbor stories. Okay.
I had a neighbor who always picked up trash on our street. Great, except dude liked to run the hose over them and hang them up to dry. Bottles, paper, clothes, food, cigarettes, you name it. After drying the stuff out, he'd throw the stuff away.
He threw it away again.
Yeah.
He didn't even make yard art out of it?
Yard art? No yard art.
How the fuck is this guy doing it? He's just like defiant against this black Baron Key Knight. Sorry.
This is for the visual part of the podcast.
This is for the culture. We're watching live streams of Dark Souls 1.
I'll read another story while
let's get another story going.
I once saw my neighbor spreading his ass cheeks in front of his air conditioner.
Now, that is something, like, thankfully I live on the second floor, but I'm surprised I haven't gotten caught doing that. But, like, I don't spread. I just kind of, like,
Stand.
You stand. Yeah, stand.
The whole family showered outside, complete with shampoo, when it was raining heavy once.
That's kind of funny. How many of them were there?
I'm hoping it was like 5 at least.
I'm hoping it was like 5 and they're all laughing and giggling.
There was another story that they said their neighbor would wash their like son with a hose when he was young.
Oh my god.
And didn't stop until he was 13.
Jeez, that's such a dad thing to fucking do.
A dad thing? I feel like that would be a mom thing because it's kind of like nurturing and, you know, like just how like women won't stop breastfeeding after the proper, well, socially acceptable phase. You know.
Yeah, I can't find anything.
Female
this
bats
is going
have
to the
periods.
toilet. What?
Female bats have periods.
Yeah, female bats have periods. Isn't that wild? Yeah, it's that happens.
That does. I got some old murders
Old murders.
from local.
You got local murders?
I got local shit. Adam Avery. I don't know if you've heard that name.
No.
Born in 1962. He's on the FBI's most wanted list since 2011. He was convicted of second-degree murder in Rhode Island on November 10th, 1993. He was at Rocky Point. He was convinced that someone had, like, hit his car. So he
Hit it?
Like, hit it, yeah.
Okay, someone ran into his car?
Yeah. So he followed a car that he thought it was, like, the one that hit him. And then when he finally, like, got him to pull over, got out of his car, stabbed the guy in the heart. And it was 20-year-old Jason Bass. Turned out it wasn't him. It was, like, just some person he decided to, like, follow and was convinced that that's who hit his car.
So it was like he just like in a fit of rage, like just used the jump to conclusions like board game.
Yes.
And made his own mind up.
Oh yeah. So,
man, I got one that kind of ties to Rocky Point.
Well, this one
So,
isn't
like-
over.
Oh shit!
Oh, it's not
okay,
over.
continue then.
So he went to court, and then a while later, his car was found abandoned on the Newport Bridge.
Okay.
And then they thought that the police thought that him and his wife had like committed suicide because all their shit, there was like cut up credit cards and stuff and their IDs in the car.
Okay.
The wife's remains were found a year later, but not Emery's. So there's a bunch of theories that like maybe he killed her, maybe they did commit suicide, but his body just didn't wash up. It's just like what happens and all this stuff. So there's like no one knows if he died and they just haven't found his remains or that he just like murdered her and ran away and is still missing.
Wow. Wow, I did not know about that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And to segue into the next part, I watched one of my neighbor's cats eat a dead pigeon.
I love it.
Yeah. I got video of it if you want to watch it later.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like directed it. But I was like, okay, because my neighbor has a considerable amount of cats, 4 or more. Unknown. Tough to tell. Could be some indoor cats. The ones outside are 4 or more. And I'm looking at one. It's like rolling around on the ground. I'm like just getting home from work. It's like rolling on the ground. I'm like, oh, look at this cute little guy. I'm going to like try to go pet it. And then like I'm looking at it, and then I look up, and there's 2 more yellow calico cats, and one of them is eating a pigeon. I was like, wow.
Nice.
But there is a guy that made a documentary about Rocky Point Park. Awesome dude. And I went to his like movie premiere in Cranston for it. And there's one part about a murder that happened in Rocky Point Park. There's a cave. And there's like a cave area like near some rocks on like the upper part of it in like the 30s. Because like, I don't know if you know, Rocky Point Park has been around since almost like the 1800s.
I did not know
It started in like, Rocky Point started like turn of the century.
Wow.
And like in the 30s or like 29 or something like that, this guy like near the caves murdered his like 2-year-old.
Wow.
And like people I guess all they heard was screaming.
Jesus.
Okay, so yeah, it operated from the late 1840s.
Wow, that's early.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's really early.
Rocky Point Park.
Holy shit.
And yeah, this guy like killed his like daughter, and he says like he didn't remember any of it at all. He just like came to her dead.
Wow.
But he knew he did it.
But he knew he did it. Shit.
Yeah.
That's fascinating, honestly.
That is fascinating. That was like one of the most interesting parts of like that documentary. You should buy it. It's awesome. Got some T-shirts as well.
I gotta find out about that because it's extremely fascinating to know like that you can have a mental illness that literally makes you black out and act
in a way you won't even know.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's called The Tales of Rocky Point.
Damn.
Yeah, you should definitely check that out. It's fucking sick.
Damn.
But I got one. Since that one's so fucked up, let's keep it on the subject of toddlers. So this was from a thread of what is the creepiest missing persons case you know.
Nice.
And this isn't a true crime podcast, okay? We're not going to be doing that shit. Just telling stories here. Leave us alone.
Fables. Telling fables.
Just telling fables, okay? This one just happens to be 110% true. Holy shit, did you see that guy's fucking leap?
I was gonna die.
No,
honestly, that was skill.
These speedrunners know exactly what they're doing. Granted, this is like what you need to do to progress in the game, but like that little finesse move, like, okay, Bruce Jenner. Okay.
You mean Caitlyn?
So this is... Okay, yeah, this one's creepy and short, and actually...
Written in English?
Actually read it in English, yes, okay. So this is from what is the creepiest missing person case you know. This one is actually kind of spooky. It's 2 Dutch girls who got lost in the jungle in Panama, went for a day hike, didn't turn back, apparently got lost deep in the forest during the rainy season. The creepiest thing is that their phones were discovered in a backpack downriver, fully intact, along with a camera that had photos. Normal, happy photos of them on the trail taken just an hour before their internal phone records show that they started calling 911 for help. And 90 other photos have been taken in the rainy darkness in the middle of the night between 4 and 1 a.m., a week after they disappeared. Methodically showing a cliff and some bushes and some impromptu markers made of what little things they had brought with them. Fragments of their bodies, bones, and a boot with a foot still in it were found a couple months later, but nobody knows really for sure how they died. Accident on the trail, fell into the rapids, murdered, then someone was playing with their phones. That's pretty creepy.
I mean, I don't see why, if no one murdered them, why they would be taking pictures of their surroundings.
Well, like, wouldn't you think that the person murdered them and then fucked with their camera?
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I see that more than them just taking pictures as they're like slowly dying. Like, what purpose is that going to serve? You know, like that's not a good explanation as to why there's photos on their camera.
Yeah.
You know,
They feel like the photos are more cryptic than anything. You know, it's like, haha, fucker.
yeah. I don't know, but like the phone records also kind of, it's more plausible that they could have been just trapped and stuck, and they were trying to call out.
Yeah.
You know, that makes sense, but the pictures don't, and I don't know. Just
That's
like
weird.
the Diet Love Pass incident. Heard about that one?
Sounds familiar.
With the group of hikers hiking a mountain, and then all their remains are found, like... They came out of the tents without any like clothes on, and
The rips were from the inside of the tents.
Yes.
They were barefoot.
yes,
Radiation poisoning.
that's the only part that I don't know.
Like
I don't haven't heard a good like explanation for.
Lungs crushed with no bruising on the bodies.
Yeah.
I know so much about that. I just never remember the name.
The radiation, I don't know.
The radiation. Something
the
just
fuck?
came and fucked them up. Gave them a bionic bitch slap.
Oh my god, that's a good mystery.
Yeah.
You know.
I got a short one that's kind of morbid, and I kind of had it from a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
But it's a short one. It was like, what is the most terrifying thing you've seen in real life? When I was younger, I kicked a ball over a fence of my dad's friend's house and naturally stepped on the fence, poked my head over to see how far it had gone. I saw a man a decent distance away in the backyard, so I called out asking if he could pass the ball back over to me. He wasn't responding, so I asked my sister if I was seeing it right. She looked and thought it was a scarecrow. I went to tell my dad and his friend, and they looked at him and called out, but still nothing. They jumped the fence to check it out, and it turned out I was calling to a man that hung himself to pass my ball back over. A few cops came, and that's all there is to the story. It wasn't really scary, just creepy. I was pretty young, but it didn't really get to me or anything. But I do remember it pretty decently.
I was gonna make a Linkin Park joke.
Do not fucking do that, okay?
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't know about any of that shit. I don't even want to fucking get into Chester Bennington right now.
Did you hear about R. Kelly's cult?
Yes, I have, kind of barely. I didn't read the BuzzFeed article, but
BuzzFeed, fuck you.
I heard of it.
Bonkers.
Not really any details at all. Just I know of its existence.
I mean, I know that he's keeping young girls, obviously, in some kind of vacation home, and that they have to call him daddy, and that they can't.
Jesus.
They have to ask to like leave the room or go to the bathroom. Honestly, did not think R. Kelly had it in him to do that.
Yeah, it's a little. That's a little much.
It's almost like a Cosby situation, but less, you know? Can't believe he could do that.
Yeah.
And who knows how long this whole cult has been going on, too.
Yeah, it's probably been going on for quite some time.
Since the little girl he pissed on, right?
That's
the
what I'm
underage
thinking.
girl. I shouldn't say little girl.
The little girl, the
That might be
underage
like-
woman.
Yeah. Shit's bonkers.
That is fucking bonkers. Do you have a story? Another one?
I have the classic, infamous childhood serial killer, Craig something, from Warwick. The Warwick slasher, or Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Craig Price. Have you heard of him?
No, is he also from here?
He is from here.
Is this the... Wait, what did you say?
Craig
Warwick?
Price, the Warwick slasher.
Oh, I know one in Warren. That's pretty creepy.
This guy was a serial killer, family annihilator.
Family annihilator.
Robber and stalker. So he committed his first crime when he was 13 in 1987. He broke into a home that was 2 houses away from his own. And he took a knife and stabbed 27-year-old Rebecca Spencer 58 times.
Wow.
Yeah. Before killing, he had committed crimes like breaking and entering, robbery, stalking, drug use, and assault on mostly his family members. And then he joined a gang of other young kids that started to burglarize houses. But he was known in the area as a good-humored and vivacious boy.
Vivacious.
Despite breaking and entering constantly. Let's see. And then 2 years later, when he was 15 in 1989, he got high on marijuana and LSD, broke into a house with the intent of just robbing it, but encountered 39-year-old Joan Heaton and stabbed her 57 times. And then stabbed her daughter, Jennifer, 62 times, and crushed the skull of the other 8-year-old daughter with a kitchen stool, and then stabbed her 30 times.
Holy shit.
And their wounds were so deep that the knives broke off the handles and were in the bodies of the victims.
Holy fuck.
And he recently injured or killed a fellow inmate in prison.
Wow.
Yeah. He's infamous. He gained notoriety because he was so young.
Wow.
13 years old.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Rhode Island, huh?
Rhode Island.
Was he born here? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I know. Pretty crazy shit.
That's a pretty heavy-handed one.
I think I read usually when he's like gonna go up for parole or everything, the community gets very outraged because they want him in prison forever. So he's never gotten parole or anything.
Good.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Deemed a serial killer at 15. Imagine that.
I don't know if you could like get this off the top of your dome, but what's the creepiest thing you've ever seen from like your childhood? As in like a creepiest cartoon episode.
Are you asking?
Yeah.
I'll give you an answer. There's like a Rugrats episode where Angelica's like gonna have like a sibling, and she has like a nightmare about him like being like extra huge and like destroying
I think
everything.
I remember that.
That's pretty fucked up. Honestly.
Yeah.
And any Courage the Cowardly Dog.
I was about to say the one that's like sticking to my head is Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yep.
Where I don't remember anything. I think it was like a UFO one. It was like a UFO in the shed. But like the end of it is just basically like Eustace comes back at Courage headless.
Jesus.
It's fucked up, dude.
Oh my God.
He's like still holding his hat, but he's headless. It's fucked up.
I was reading a thing similar to that. I think I might have been reading that thread where someone said like the SpongeBob episode where they kill the health inspector and try to bury the body and like cover up the crime. Like Mr. Krabs is like super adamant, like we gotta hide this body, and SpongeBob is like weeping.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and I kind of remember it, but I really need to rewatch the whole thing.
What the fuck? I've never seen that one.
Yeah, I feel like I remember it. I remember that in the, hash slinging slasher.
The hash slinging slasher. That was like goofy.
It's a little spooky though. But
Yeah.
someone also put into perspective Squidward as a character. He's just like a normal guy who has a boring job and just likes his hobbies and taking bubble baths and playing the clarinet. And if you watch it as an adult, you'll appeal more to that character and view SpongeBob as like the weird, always happy guy. Whereas when you were a child, you related more to SpongeBob and thought Squidward was the lame one.
Yeah.
So it's like two whole different perspectives running at the same time.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
I got something weird to ask you.
Okay.
Let's get there. Let's get paranormal.
Ooh.
Okay. Cause like when I was younger, I would remember the carousel music going off on its own.
Oh shit.
Did you ever experience that?
Maybe once.
Maybe once?
But that's rough because like there are batteries in them. And when batteries start dying for good, it'll sometimes trigger the thing that it's in to go off.
Yeah.
So there's that explanation, but I don't know. There's no way to know that there's batteries in every single one, but I know for the most part.
Yeah, batteries in every single one. Who knew which ones are going off? There's so many of them.
Yeah. Still spoopy.
There was one weird time where I like thought about it going off and it went off.
Chaos magic.
Chaos magic. Yeah. That's what happens.
Did you feel powerful or just scared?
Scared.
Okay. How about now? Do you feel powerful or scared?
Yeah, you know why I feel powerful about chaos magic? Because of Fat Joe.
Fat Joe.
So, something was brought up about Fat Joe, and then I was talking about listening to a podcast with Fat Joe on it, and then like on Pandora Shuffle, a Fat Joe song came on like later in the day, and then later on like on shuffle on YouTube, a video with Fat Joe from Mass Appeal came on. And I was like, yeah, I just like really wanted to listen to Fat Joe.
There you
I
go.
guess
Power
that's-
of suggestion, even if it's subconscious.
There are no coincidences in coincidences. The truth is stranger than fiction. What is like the paranormaliest thing that you experienced in the house?
Well, actually, I got a pretty good one. The only kind of paranormal thing that I think's ever happened to me, legitimately, I was sitting at my desk and I had these like pumpkin lights up around Halloween. And I was just sitting there, and all of a sudden, one of the little pumpkins, I was a little ways away from the wall, just like started tapping against the wall, and then was seemingly dragged upwards, like up the wall.
Fuck.
And yeah, that's the creepiest thing that's ever happened to me in that house. But nothing really that bad since.
Nothing really that bad since.
And I don't think I'll ever forget that because it's the only paranormal thing. You know?
I've had like sleep paralysis demons before,
Yeah.
but I think I've experienced those more at that house because Cassie doesn't let me sleep on my back. She'll get fucking knees in like Conor McGregor when I'm like on my back sleeping. No, for real.
Wow.
I know better than that bullshit. But yeah, I mean, the sleep paralysis demons were definitely weird.
Those kind of like hallucinations you get during sleep paralysis, or like even when, not even paralysis, but when you're like almost asleep but not, those are fucked up.
Yeah, they are.
Like I've seen many a person in my room.
Yeah, it's not right. It's craziness. But I mean, other than that, the only thing I've ever experienced, it wasn't in our parents' house. It was in Okay, hold on a second. Before we go, still watching the Dark Scene Patrol. How is this person gonna go up with this less health? Watch this. It's about to turn invisible. This boss just turns invisible. Oh, he's bitching now. That's why.
Yeah, he's just literally been running past enemies this whole time.
Yeah, you have a choice to either beat her, or you could walk away from the fight.
That's a nice game to do.
Apparently.
Look at that health bar, though. Oh my god.
Done. 2 hits. Get overpowered in like half a second in this game. But the most thing I was like sure that I think I saw was my friend's cat's ghost. He doesn't believe me, but he's a fucking clown. Ethan, I saw Katson's ghost. I'm not fucking around with you.
Ethan.
Okay, so here's the thing. I think it was like, so the cat recently passed, and it was New Year's Eve, and I think we were having a party at his house, and he wasn't there. It was like one of those weird things, and I'm going into someone's room. It's all the way at the end of the hall. It's he has like a pretty like long hallway in his house. Like, I'm going on the door all the way at the very end, and as I'm like walking towards it, and like mind you, okay, give you the precedence. I was smoking and drank and smoked. I wasn't like drunk, you know. I wasn't like drunk and high at that point where like it converges and like turns on you like it's fucking Alice in Wonderland.
Goddamn,
it wasn't like that. I was just like feeling nice, as you would say. In levels of inebriation, I'm feeling nice. Maybe in that gray area where there's always that gray area between like nice and drunk, and I was like right there evenly. So I am under some type of influences, but as I'm walking like to the door, I just see this like thing, this like ground level, barely 6 feet off the ground, like just light source go like around in front of me and back behind me.
Okay.
And I was like, that was undoubtedly a fucking cat.
Cat ghost.
It was only a cat.
I got you. Do you feel special that it decided to reveal itself to you?
I guess so, because I had some... I mean, everyone had some good moments with cats, and I had some particularly good ones, but I feel like, I don't know. I don't know why it revealed it to me. It was very strange. But, I don't have to explain to you what being drunk and high is. Right? Do we have to do this fucking here? You don't see visuals. You know, you don't see rays of light flutter across your fucking legs.
It doesn't happen. It's never happened to me, at least. And
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Alcohol doesn't do that.
no. You at least will maybe you won't remember, but you'll realize like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
You know, you will still realize even if you're drunk. Because you know how the world is. You've lived in it sober for so long. Nothing will get by you.
Yeah.
That's
Sometimes
what I
I
believe,
get
at
tricked.
least.
No, I'm always, I don't know. But yeah, that's my weird one. That's all I got.
That's all I got as well.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. This is now PVD
PVD
Fables.
Fables.
So we'll catch you next week, and yeah.
Yes.
Okay, bye.